I accidentally saw the payroll spreadsheet. My brother made 62K, my sister 48K, I was head chef. I made 39K. My dad said, we pay you what you need. I'm 27, head chef at my family's Italian restaurant. My parents have owned it for 25 years, good neighborhood place. My brother Luke, 30, manages front of house. My sister Kara, 24, handles marketing. I run the entire kitchen, trained at culinary school, develop the menus, manage all the cooking operations. When I started 2 years ago, my mom sat me down and said, we're paying you family rates until the restaurant is more stable. Once we're in the black, we'll bump you to market rate. I was making $50 an hour. I accepted it because, family helps family. After a year, I looked up head chef salaries in our city. Range was $55,000 to $70,000 annually. At $15 an hour, 50 hours a week, I was making $39,000. I brought this to my dad. He looked at me and said, the restaurant's your inheritance someday. Think long term. 3 months later, I tried again with my mom. This time I had everything. Market analysis, comparable chef salaries, data showing how revenue increased after my menu changes. I asked for $25 an hour. She smiled and said, let's revisit next quarter. That quarter came and went. Nothing. Then my dad asked me to help with payroll filing. I was organizing his office when I saw it. The payroll spreadsheet open on his computer. I wasn't snooping. It was just right there. Luke made $62,000 a year. Kara made $48,000. I made $39,000. We all worked roughly the same hours. I had the most expensive education, and the local food blogger had literally credited my innovative menu with the restaurant's recent success. I showed my dad. His response made my stomach drop. Luke's older, has a mortgage. Kara's paying student loans. You live in that cheap apartment. We pay you what you need, not what I earned, what they thought I needed. 6 months later, the local paper ran a big feature. 10 best restaurants in the city. We're number 3. They quoted my menu specifically, praised my technique by name. Dad framed the article, hung it right in the entryway. Still never mentioned my pay. By then, I'd been documenting everything. Time cards, showing 55-hour weeks, no overtime. My culinary school certification that cost $40,000. Every email where I'd asked for fair pay. The payroll records, bank statements, articles and reviews crediting my cooking. I'd quietly consulted an employment lawyer too. I filed a wage claim with the state labor board for unpaid overtime. 18 months of it. 10-15 extra hours weekly at time and a half. Estimated around $18,000. Same day, I gave 2 weeks notice. I'd accepted a sous chef position at an upscale place downtown. They offered $68,000 with full benefits. The labor board contacted my parents a week later. My dad called immediately, voice shaking with rage. You're suing your own family? I filed a wage claim for unpaid overtime, I said, keeping my voice steady. You classified me as exempt when I should have been non-exempt. The law's pretty clear. Mom tried next. We gave you your first job. We trained you. How can you do this? You exploited me, I said. You paid Luke and Kara market rate while convincing me I didn't need it. The labor board ruled in my favor 2 months later. My parents owed $21,400 in back overtime plus penalties. They settled to avoid going to court. Meanwhile, my new restaurant got a 4-star review. The critic mentioned me by name. Sous chef, my name, recently lured away from family restaurant, shows exceptional technique. 3 months after I left, my family's place got reviewed. 3 stars. The critic wrote, the menu seems less innovative since chef, my name's departure. 8 months later, my parents reached out. They wanted to reconcile. Said they didn't realize they'd been treating me unfairly. I told them I'd consider talking when they could explain why Luke and Kara deserved market rate, but I didn't. They couldn't answer. I'm executive chef now at a farm-to-table restaurant. Make $78,000 plus quarterly bonuses. Last month, a food magazine asked to profile me. During the interview, they asked about my culinary background. I mentioned starting at my family's restaurant, but I had to leave to be properly valued. When the article came out, my sister texted me, did you really have to mention the family restaurant thing? I texted back, did you really have to accept 48K while I made 39K for the same hours? She never responded. My brother actually reached out last month. He apologized, said he'd just assumed I was making similar pay, never thought to ask. We got lunch. He told me he's thinking about leaving too. Working for our parents is complicated. I earned every single dollar of that $21,400, and I earned the respect that my family never gave me until strangers did.